Hello, fellow Smashers. So from the moment you jump into the air in Super Smash Bros. Until the moment you land on the ground, there are many opportunities where your opponent can try to hit you. This video will mostly focus on examples where someone is attacked when landing after jumping. This is a pretty broad topic. You could have tons of videos on this, especially for specific characters and for landing after your character's up B. But I just want to scratch the surface and get you thinking that a lot of hits come at you when you land. So you have to watch out. There are different reasons why someone might attack you when you land. For example, there's a little bit of lag when you land. You can think of it like a short period of time where you have to wait until you can do your next move. And as I go through the examples, I will bring up more reasons. So let's go straight to the videos now. Our first clip, we have Yoshi and Kirby. And in this video, I want you to count the number of jumps Kirby does. And you'll see that once he lands, Yoshi will attack him. So here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he has to land. And Yoshi came in for an attack right there. So the takeaway from this is you have to be mindful of when you or your opponents are out of jumps. And if you realize your opponent has to land immediately or pretty soon, you can focus on where the opponent may land and determine the best action. In this case, Yoshi just went in for an attack. It could be unpredictable because they're pretty close to each other. It's not always easy to react when you're that close. So here Yoshi comes again. See? So I don't know if Yoshi was actually keeping track of the jumps. Yoshi may have just been thinking, oh, he should. It's about time to land soon. So that's one of the things you have to look out for, is how many jumps you have. All right. Next example. I'll start by introducing this example. So sometimes when you're above your opponent, you want to follow them down to the ground at a safe distance and attack either before they land or right when they land. So I'm going to play the clip here and we'll see what's going on. Oh wait, that's the end of the clip. Let me go back. Alright, Jiggly's coming back onto the stage. And what's going to happen here, let me draw on the screen. Jiggly's going to come down here. But Fox, he's going to kind of do like a loop. He's going to jump up here and get on top of Jiggly to kind of like stalk him. So I'll play it. There goes Fox. Then he comes down. So the reason why you may want to do this is because it's if you hit the opponent when they're on the ground, it's easier to follow up with like a combo or with like a more powerful attack, like a more powerful ground attack. So yeah, once you land, you get your jump back, right? And it's kind of easier to combo. So that's one thing you have to watch out for. Sometimes people will just stalk you in the air and hit you right before you land. So if you find yourself in this position, like you're out of jumps, in this example, Jiggly may have had 1 or 2 more jumps. I'm not sure, but you may want to throw out your up B if you have a good up B, or you may want to throw out an attack before you land, because your opponent might mistime their attack and might get hit by it. So in this example, you'll see, let me play it. Gets hit by a drill, jab, up smash. So yeah, Fox took advantage that Jiggly was scrambling just to get back onto the stage and got above him. Alright. Alright, so the next example, Pikachu is going to come after Link here. Alright, so these next two examples involve landing after trying to hit the opponent. So I'll play the video. Let's do slower speed. Click. Alright, let me play that again. Link goes up. Pikachu goes up. Pikachu goes up. Alright, right there. Alright. So, Pikachu went down and missed, right? But before that, let me back up a little. So, if you're going in for attack, you kind of have to consider what Link might do. Right? There's a chance Link might stay there and get hit. Also, Link can run off, which is what you'll see will happen. Link can try to run off this way, maybe this way. Link can try to go underneath the platform. So you have to think of those things. If your attack fails, you have to have a plan for what you're going to do next. So in this case, looks like Gyaki, the Link player, falls down and quickly jumps back up with a back air to try to attack. So you have to watch out for those situations. And here, Pikachu might think, Link probably can't really pressure me too much if I do a shield here. So I'll just shield and wait until Link gets off my back. You see, he does up air. Maybe he does another one, gets hit by it. But nothing too major. So just those are some of the things you have to think about when you're about to land on top of someone, because they might not be there. They might not be hit. All right, this next example shows an example where Fox is going to come down, and I think Jiggly kind of knows, like, why else would Fox be up here, right? He's going to try to attack Jiggly. So what Jigglies like to do is they like to go underneath here, underneath this platform, and then come back up with one of their secondary jumps, and tries to attack that way. So let's check out this clip. Oh, that was tricky. Fox almost got caught there. So with those secondary jumps, they don't go that high, right? With, say, like Kirby and Jiggly, so they can go underneath the platform and come back up pretty quickly and pressure your shield or try to hit you. So that's one of the things you really have to watch out for when you play against Jiggly and Kirby. If I play the clip here, looks like Jiggly's scared of a reflector maybe. Fox goes back up again, and Jiggly goes back down under again. So you see that continuing. When you're fighting this Jiggly, you have to watch out for that. And keep in mind, this is all about kind of like landing, right? Jiggly does that right as you're landing to try to trick you. All right, this next example is more like a mind game, and you could think of it as Pikachu trying to make Kirby think, I'm going to try to come up and hit you, to make Kirby fall here. But in reality, Pikachu is going to hang back, and Kirby will continue on here. There's a lot of arrows going on. Let me play the clip. So Pikachu goes back there, and now Kirby is in the middle of a move, and it's like, oh shoot, I have to finish the move, and I also have to land. So it kind of tricked Kirby into pulling out a move and landing in a certain spot, kind of, so that Pikachu can come over here and take advantage of that. And here comes Pikachu with a down air. So let me play that one more time because it's kind of tricky. Alright, hit with up air. I'm coming after you. Nope, not yet. Now I'm coming after you. So that's one kind of mind game you could try on in different situations. Okay, in this example, let me draw on the screen again. So Jiggly's going to jump over here and kind of go over here to the left. And the purpose of that is Pikachu's going to come down here to try to attack. And basically Kirby wants to get out of Pikachu's range. Let me play the clip. So Pikachu misses. And what happens when you miss an attack and you land, you have to always be ready for a counterattack. So in this case, Jiggly comes up with a neutral air. So there is a little bit more to say about this. Let me go back. All right. So notice that Pikachu landed here, and he missed, right? So sometimes when you're playing against an experienced player, you have to consider the fact that your opponent is good enough that my attack might not hit him. In cases like that, you might not want to land so close to them. You might want to land. Let me scoot this up back a little. Huh? Oh, I need to get B out of this. All right, scoot. Scoot. All right, instead of landing here, it might be better to land somewhere here, because the further away you land, the more time you have to react. So over here, less time to react. Over here, more time to react. Not only that, but it gives you a good position to apply more pressure onto the opponent. So not you can't always predict like, oh, my opponent's gonna avoid my attack, but you always have to have that possibility in your head. You don't want to just like go for the attack and then miss and be like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do now? I guess he tries to run away, right? So sometimes you want to play carefully. All right, here's another mind game you might want to play. So let me play the clip. Oh, let's try to look at that again. So right here, Green Kirby takes advantage of the fact that a lot of people attack when you land, because they think you're vulnerable. So Green Kirby pretends to land but slips off the platform and then comes back with a counter. So that's one thing you consider. It's kind of takes some skill, but it's doable with some characters. Some characters are more slippery than others. Alright, so next two examples are some examples of how to land safely. So check this one out. Alright, you see that? Kirby landed with close to the edge and then shielded. So I kind of mentioned this in another video, where if you do that and the opponent hits you, it could push you off and you can instantly attack afterwards. Kind of like that. So that's a good way to kind of decrease the risk after you land. And here's another example of that same concept here. So you'll see Jiggly do this twice. Jiggly will get pushed off twice. And she'll shield each time. There's one. And then there's two. Alright. This next example is more character specific. So Samus has bombs she can use to protect herself right before she falls. Alright, let me try that again in slow-mo. See that? So this plays on the fact that, yeah, a lot of opponents try to attack you when you land. So if you have like a character specific trick like that that can catch them off guard, that's good. Alright, these last two examples are, I'm going to point out more general concepts about landing. So I'm going to play the match. It's going to go pretty fast. And then I'm going to slow it down. Alright, it looks like just, you know, two people having a match here. But I'm going to point out some interesting spots where some landing happens. Alright, so Pikachu lands here. You'll see that after he lands, he goes to the left to try to protect himself. Because, as you know, an experienced player, you know that once you land, the opponent might come after you. So this general concept here is you want to keep moving sometimes after you land. You want to do something else. You don't want to just stand still. Alright, so Pikachu goes left, tries to attack, jumps back. Now here's the next interesting one coming up. Pikachu lands again, and you're going to see the same pattern of Pikachu moving out of the way, and maybe Falcon tries to attack, and you'll see Pikachu come back with like a grab to counter. Alright, like that. So when you land, right, you want to have a plan. You want to think about, you know, what I'm going to do next. What might the opponent do, of course, you know. And finally, our last clip, it's also another match. So you see this general concept. You can break down a lot of matches with these general concepts like landing, stuff like that. So let me play this one. Alright, what did you guys see there? Let me go back and I'll show you what I can point out here. So slow down the speed. Alright. So Pikachu jumps up, lands. Alright, it's kind of not too much going on, kind of boring, but you know, he lands over here and not over here because it's like a defensive landing, right? So the farther away you are from your opponent, the more time you have to react. Let me keep playing this. Comes back, does the same thing, right? Being defensive here with your landings. Gets an attack in, okay. Goes back. They do some attacks. He jumps back there. That's another defensive landing. Another one. Now, this is also a defensive landing. And the one that I really wanted to point out. He goes this way. Right? Because I'm going to draw arrows here. So, the arrow starting from the left, going to the right. The left arrows give you more time to react. And the right arrows do not. So, when you land, sometimes, you know, you want to be defensive and you want to you want to think about where you're landing. All right, so those are some, I guess, just like a variety of clips, right? It was kind of all over the place at times, but I just wanted to, yeah, keep you thinking that there's different points of when you land, and you want to really think about why you're going there, maybe when you're gonna land, fast fall maybe versus slow fall, right? And and try to be unpredictable as well. All right, so thanks for your time.